birthday song. And I was like,
Oh.
oops.
And we get copyrighted.
Not if we only do it for a couple of seconds.
It's my birthday.
Okay, just in case you didn't know, hey everybody, it's Monday night. Welcome to MCU Mondays right here on Feast of Fandoms. We are live. We have been live for quite a few seconds. And this past week was Mr. Andrew's mother's birthday. Happy birthday, ma'am. We're glad you were born
25 once again.
so that you could have Andrew so that he could be on the show with us. I am your host, David. Welcome, welcome, welcome. With me, as always, are my co-hosts, Debbie. Debbie, how are you this evening?
Well, first day back after kind of a week off, which sucks. It was hard to get back into the groove at work. I was just like,
I was kind of like that.
Wait. You could say you didn't do.
Yeah.
I mean, I did things, but it just felt like I never
Didn't want to.
progressed or really got to where I was going. It was just, vacation brain all day long. Our head doctor had asked me to do something, and then after I got to thinking about it midway through the day, I was like, wait, this just doesn't make sense. So then I had to email him and say, what? I never heard back from him.
Early this morning, but what?
I never heard back from him. So I'm like, did I make him mad or did I offend him because I questioned his decision or because he just got off vacation too. So I'm like, well, maybe he had vacation brain when he sent me that email and he's thinking about it.
One of my coworkers took half a day off Wednesday, was gone all day Thursday, Friday, drove from here to New Mexico, which is about a 12-hour drive.
Yeah.
10 to 12-hour drive.
Ew.
And she was coming home today to be back at work tomorrow. Oh, you should have driven back on Sunday and had Monday off to recoup.
Oh yeah, you gotta have at least a day.
You're gonna be hating yourself after that kind of a drive. So
yeah. I mean, I didn't go anywhere. I was a slug on the couch. I mean, I went to see Jurassic Park, and that was I had a dentist appointment, and those are the two things I did. That's it.
I sent the boys off with their grandmother to go see Jurassic Park and
World.
Whatever, Andrew.
Well, actually.
And I went on Friday and Saturday. I went to the Lego store, spent some time at the Lego store, just by myself. Didn't take the boys, so I was able to root around and find things on my own. It was beautiful.
So did the boys like Jurassic World?
I don't know, because Samuel is 6, and he was like, yeah, it was okay.
He's like, dinosaurs.
There was a lot, well, not even that. It was okay. There was a lot of people that got eaten, but that was about it. Yeah. But then
let's just say I won't be eating Snicker bars anymore.
Luke got back from the movie, and then he went down to his friend's house, and they drove off to Missouri for the week. So he's gone. I see him. He's right behind me, isn't he? I did watch that this weekend. I watched a whole lot of movies this weekend.
There you go.
I watched some good stuff.
Nice.
I watched Supernatural. I'm on season 5.
Hey.
I watched Jaws, and I watched. Well, I don't know. I watched a whole bunch of things. I watched. Now I feel you back there throwing things at me.
I watched a couple David Fincher movies for a Cam show.
Yeah, how did that go? I heard his phone died.
Yeah, well, it was after the show because we were picking the movie for next week, and he just disappeared. I was like, okay, it's like at least the show's over.
Rude. Yeah. He's such a rude person.
I know. I was like, what the heck, dude? We're trying to.
He watches on Thursdays. You'll just see how rude he is.
We intentionally went to IMDb and looked up the lowest rated Steven Seagal movie. That's 2.7 stars out of 10. So, yikes.
Go away.
Yeah.
Vamoose.
I think he had a few.
No, he didn't.
I use that lightly, maybe one or two, and then
Under Siege, and that's it.
I wouldn't even call that one good.
I actually haven't seen it.
So other than the fact that there was the girl right at the first that got naked, but other than that, yeah, no.
Well, now
no,
Andrew's going to watch it.
Yeah, right. Well, I bought it at the thrift store. All right, guys, look at the time. I gotta go.
She jumps out of the cake, and she's a stripper who jumps out of a cake, and it's like a minute, maybe. Anyway,
Minutes all you need.
Yeah,
that's all you need.
5 times more than I do.
So I don't know how much truth there is to this about Robert Downey Jr. and what he said. We're talking about Ironheart tonight.
Yeah.
We had the finale just recently. I enjoyed the finale. There was a lot of things I didn't like, but as far as me getting involved in the story, I liked the dramatic action that it took. I thought the girl that played Riri
Who? What was her name again?
Riri, I think her name was.
Oh, okay, that's right.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it was Riri. Yeah. Actually, it wasn't as bad in these 3 episodes as it was in the first 3 episodes. So it was like, we got to take the first 3 episodes to hammer down the fact that her name is Riri. All right, and then you can just tell the story in the last 3 episodes. But these last 3, I mean, I really got involved. It was really intense in the story. I enjoyed the story. I enjoyed the acting from Riri. I enjoyed the acting from Parker. The rest of them, I was disappointed that he didn't kill them. But I was kind of glad that they just kind of went away brokenhearted and they didn't have to make an appearance in the last frame or anything. So, and that would have been all his little gang thing, Parker's gang, other than Han Solo, but because Han Solo was awesome. What's going on?
Science fictionary. Sorry. Well, I can only see part of the thing up in the chat, so I was assuming, which you should never do. Never.
No,
but you know what I thought about these episodes? I found myself more invested in the story of the Hood and like Mephisto and everything, and like Joe. I wasn't completely invested in Riri as much as I would have liked, which is a little disappointing considering the show's Ironheart.
Right.
But because
and really the whole middle episode was kind of about her as far as rebuilding the suit. I looked at this and I was like, oh, look, she sold the car to build her suit. Her mom buys the car back
I know.
So that she could build her suit out of the car. And I was like, well, why didn't mom just give her the money to rebuild the suit? I don't know.
Well, I was devastated that they did that to that Camaro.
I was too. I was mad.
And the thing about this show
I love muscle cars, so I was just like devastated. I was like, no, not the Camaro.
It was her dad's car.
She was like, oh, it's my dad's
car.
Right? Yeah, it's my stepdad's car. And I'm like, oh, God, you're not going to cut that thing up, are you? Oh, God. And then they started going through. I'm like, no, what are you doing? What are you doing? And then, her suit looks like it. I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah, I don't either.
You destroyed a masterpiece to make something else. Oh,
it's like, go to the scrapyard and get a junk car and make a suit out of that. Not the Camaro. The 440 Camaro, no.
All painted up and beautiful, and geez,
it was gorgeous, and that sickened me.
Mm-hmm. But even when I was watching these episodes and the show as a whole, there's some pretty good writing in the show. There's also a lot of writing, and so there are times where I find myself pausing the show, going, "Oh, there's still 20 minutes left." And then you get
I didn't catch. In fact, the last episode. No,
the last episode was my favorite. That was my favorite episode for sure.
But But the scene with where they got the magic enhanced and everything. They're at it wasn't a library. What was it? It was like a candy and bookshop.
Oh yeah. Oh, it was what was it?
Statins.
Yeah.
Sweetery or something like that.
They had like a saying, but there's a front for like the magic stuff.
Yeah, it was the magical storefront, basically. I don't care for the mother. I did not, as far as an actress goes, I thought her acting was just kind of like, yeah. But the girl, she was amazing.
Oh, Zella?
Yeah, I
loved her.
That was great.
Well, I like the mom because I liked her in Abbott Elementary. It's a 30-minute.
Oh, that's where she's from? Okay, because she looks familiar. I was trying to place her. But,
she's the librarian. She doesn't show up too very often. You know, she's not like an everyday character, but I like her in that. So
okay. Yeah.
Hello, Janae.
Janae is on.
Janae has a crown. What does that mean?
Oh, there's a
I don't know.
There's a new YouTube thing rolled out where you have like a purple crown. It's like XP. It's like reward points for how long you watch the show. Like Sit the Minion does it, but you can have like a rewards program. Stuff.
I didn't know we had a rewards program.
Well, you have to set it up. I think it's not something that's just.
I didn't know we had one. We'll have to look into it.
But it's like on every YouTube live that you click on, it'll have like a thing there. Yeah.
Interesting.
I think it's relatively new though.
But anyway, back to I liked the idea of it's magic and we need to fight magic with magic. We can't use tech to fight magic, and we're gonna intertwine the magic with the tech and make it so that we can fight Parker and the Hood and the little diversion. This is bad stuff. It looks like Mephisto, blah 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 blah. Not Mephisto, Dormammu.
Yeah. Dormammu. I am no Dormammu.
Dormammu. That was great.
Yeah.
But they kicked her out of there real quick too. And it was like, hey. And two, I really liked the fact too, and I don't know why this appealed to me so much with the where she and her mom were talking, and she says, "I could have learned so much more if I'd stayed at Carmitage. If we'd stayed at Carmitage," and she says, "Well, I couldn't keep. It's no place for a kid, and I couldn't keep you there. And besides, you've come here and learned what you could, but also put your own spin on things. So you've created your own type of magic." So I don't know why that line, just the way she said it, that line just appealed to me. I was like, oh, and that's that's a good thing.
That's the thing.
It's not all Doctor Strange. It's not all Doctor Strange and the Ancient One and everything. Here we've got another sorceress over here that's got her own brand of magic, and she makes it work for her.
I really hope that they use her in other projects, and this isn't just like we just never see her character again. Because think about America Chavez and Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah,
I mean,
she may pop up. You never know.
Yeah, she might. And but
I don't know. Is there a possibility she could pop up in Young Avengers?
I think that's what I'm thinking. But
so I have to agree with Science Fictionary that I love Alden. I thought he was great in this, especially when he turned somewhat evil.
Yeah,
I mean,
he shaved his head.
He
didn't shave his head.
Yeah, he didn't kill Riri when he had the opportunity. Well, because he was under orders, but so he's not completely evil, but we'll see.
He also had, when his last line was really ominous too, to where it was like he said something like, "Just so you know, we're not finished yet."
Yeah,
I may be rebooting, but we're not finished yet. So
yeah.
So he's one of these. He's a bad guy, and he's still there, but he's kind of lurking in the background.
I liked his interaction with his neighbor after he got the upgrades. She goes, "I know karate," and I'm like, "Okay." He's like double your size. Yeah. Yeah. But then he learns that Parker has full control of him, and I was like, "Ooh!" Like that's when I was like,
okay." So at some point on my, I watched it. I watched the whole thing, not the whole thing, but like the last 3 episodes. I watched it 2 or 3 times over the course of the weekend, and I didn't catch it the first time. It was the second time that I caught it. But when they were uploading all that stuff into him and the hacker
Slug.
Yeah.
Slug. Okay, I'll say that. I don't. Whatever. Whenever.
Gonna access the mainframe in 2 seconds.
They were typing all the stuff in. She said, "Oh, I could do all kinds of stuff with this code. All kinds of dirty stuff with this code." And he said, "No, just leave it the way that it is." But if you watch, they go back and delete Ezekiel Stain as the primary
administrator or something.
Administrator, yeah, and they change it to Parker. And I was like, I missed that the first time. Oh,
foreshadowing.
No wonder. Oh, and then of course they get the look on their face like.
One thing I noticed in the show that was funny was after the initial part of the crew was attacking Riri at the White Castle, and she gets out, and she's trying to open the car, and Slug is coming at her. Instead of Riri running off to the side, she just keeps running straight
down
and then she gets the suit, and the truck flips over, and then Slug just gets out normal. Like, what? You didn't get any injury at all? Your truck flipped upside down. But yeah, I was like, Riri, just run. It's Prometheus. It's like
let's lazily to the left.
Yeah, just maneuver to the left. How hard?
Well, and in that fight, I got to throw this one out too, because then you've got Zeke shows up, and of course he just dominates everything, and he tears the mask off of her, and blah blah blah, and my father brought down an Iron Man, now I get to do an Iron Freak, blah 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 blah, and he cuts the power to her suit. Her suit is dead, and she's laying there. I mean, it's just dead. There's nothing to it. But somehow she manages to not only lift her arms up, but pull open the chest cavity. Somehow she manages to pull this chest cavity open, which other people haven't been.
Somehow Palpatine returned.
Somehow she does this, and I'm like, I don't think you're going to be able to do that exactly, but all right, whatever. And then, God, there was another one too where I was just like, that doesn't. Oh, I think it was the first episode when she's having the panic attack, and they and the suit sets her down in front of in the junkyard or whatever, and then it flies off to go get Xavier. It kidnaps Xavier, and I'm looking at this going,
he fits.
Xavier's like a foot taller than she is. How did he fit into that suit?
Automatic adjustments.
Yeah, there you go.
No, because it was the same size. It didn't automatically adjust back down. No,
it's not like the outfit in Back to the Future Part 2.
Yeah, it's not like you just push it, and it's not like a form-fitting suit where it's like you just. No, this is an iron metal suit. There's no stretching.
So she's what? She's 15, 16?
19.
19, yeah.
Oh, well, never mind. Because I was going to say Xavier seems a little bit older than her, but they seem to have like a thing. I was like, that's weird.
It made me sick.
Never mind. Yeah.
So what did we think of Sasha as Mephisto?
Wait a minute. Here's my special treat just for you, Debbie. Hold on just a minute.
Mephisto confirmed.
Finally, I've been vindicated since WandaVision.
I have that whole song. That song is like I generated that song. It's mine now. So we're not gonna get nabbed but the whole song's called Mephisto Confirmed. I wrote it just for you, Debbie. And I will be selling it later on. Huh?
I said I appreciate that.
Now you got to write us an intro for the show.
But he said something interesting. He's been watching her for a while, which makes me, he's evidently done deals with people she knows or acquaintances. So I'm like, okay, who else? And I'm thinking he's always been around.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah, he
Since
said of
WandaVision.
he said of Forbes 100 richest people, he's done deals with all of them, 14 kings and 3 popes. So he's been around for a while.
He's been around for a minute, and I mean, honestly, it wouldn't surprise me at all if he had done some kind of deal with Obadiah, Ezekiel's dad.
Yeah,
it would not surprise me at all.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, there's obviously a lot of backstory that you could dive into, and yes, I would agree. I would agree with you. WandaVision, and there were a lot of things in WandaVision. There was several things in Loki that was like that.
And Agatha.
I was going to say,
it screamed Mephisto. So
was it? Because I think there were even rumors he might have when Agatha was coming out. I think there were rumors or theories that he would show up. And
that was going to be the
yeah.
But I know you are not a fan of Sacha Baron Cohen, but what did you think?
Well, you know, it's going to be easy to hate this character because I don't like him. I don't. Even though I have been begging for Mephisto, I really wish they would have cast somebody else. But he did a good job at being Mephisto. That's the only credit I'm going to give him.
You know, for him, I can think of 3 roles that he's been in, and that's the dictator. He was in Talladega Nights. He was I can't even remember his name.
Yeah, but I know.
And what was that other one he did?
Well, there's Borat.
Yeah. Every one of those is just. He's just everything that I've seen him in. Oh, Ali G. That's all. I mean,
apparently Sweeney Todd as well.
So overdone. He's just.
Who's in Sweeney Todd? Who did he play in Sweeney Todd? The Johnny Depp version?
I don't know. I'm just reading the comment section.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying. Was it this Johnny Depp version?
Let me see.
Was he in Sweeney Todd?
That's what I'm saying. I don't remember him in Sweeney Todd.
I think I saw that movie once. So, but anyway, all that aside, he's just so.
Wait, let's see.
Wow, she said, "Yeah."
I'm looking it up right now.
He's just all of these characters that he plays are just so like completely wild and over the top. But this was really grounded, and I really enjoyed it. I mean, you had him when he met him the first time, and he was just he was just talking to him. And
apparently that's what he looked like in Sweeney Todd.
Man, it's been so long since I've seen that. I mean, I watched it just for Johnny Depp, but
yeah, right. There you go.
Oh no! Sorry, that was me.
The hell.
I pushed hide on screen for Andrew's screen right as he closed it, so you were in the crossfire.
Yeah, we did it at the same time. Oops.
You were in the
crossfire. You know what? Now Debbie's going to turn. She's secretly Mephisto.
He was the fake Italian guy.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of one of those things. I know we only got a little bit of him in this, but I thought it was all good what we got. And
it wasn't over the top. Yeah, I thought he did the whole sinister evil thing. He's evil and he's devious and you know it, and just the way that he talks and the way he carries himself and his eyes just give it all away.
He almost was playing the character. He almost was acting like he's played Mephisto before, because it didn't feel like he was trying to figure out the character. It feels like he was the character. So we're gonna get a WandaVision extended cut where, oh look, he actually was in the show.
No, what they'll do is they'll just go take some of the deleted scenes from WandaVision, insert him digitally, then get the director's cut.
Yeah.
Or say that he was playing this particular character, but he was in disguise. Just somebody off screen or not off screen, but
maybe he was Ralph Boner. God, I have to dig that video up.
Can Mephisto change his appearance?
I bet he can. I mean, he's the devil. Why couldn't he?
Yeah. he has taken the form, because we discussed this at WandaVision, and the scene with the crane, and there was 2 or 3 other things to where it was like that's a form that he's taken in the comic books.
Okay.
So it's a part of his mythology.
Okay.
So this is why that was probably him, and this is why Debbie, of course, had the whole Mephisto theory. So
yeah, because I'm not too
it
familiar
took
with the
4
character.
years or 5, whatever.
Yeah, we get a musical with him, Mephisto, all along.
Yeah, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Let's see. So, do we really think Riri shook hands because we don't see it?
I don't think. You know what? Now that I was saying no, I think yes, because she's always wanted more. He even said people that are unseen, unheard. She's always felt like her full potential has not been. She's not appreciated for who she is, and he's offering her that.
That's me, Debbie. Don't worry about it. That's the full song.
Oh, okay. I was like, how did you send me a voicemail? You've been talking.
I want to hear it.
It's a ventriloquist.
I want to hear it. But yeah, no, or maybe they want you to think she did. She did.
Because they don't show it like they did with Parker. They don't show it.
But when she hugs her at the end, she's got the little veins like Parker does.
That's right.
But could that be from the chaos magic she used on the suit?
No, because
Parker got the
chaos
same
magic
thing.
used on the suit zapped her AI.
Yeah.
Zapped what's her name from the AI? Natalie. And she couldn't get Natalie
I just think there's something more going on.
Well, yeah, because do we think that's really like the real Natalie, or is it just the AI maybe fully developed to where it's not?
No, I think it was the real one.
Yeah.
My thought on it is that, and this was the problem that I had with the show, because it did show her with the whatever the messed up arm when she hugs her, and she hugs her and she's like, okay, and she's looking at her weird like, why wouldn't I be able to touch you? So that's the real her.
Okay,
in my opinion, that's the real her. She's not working on another AI.
Yeah.
But you see the thing, and to me, and I talked to Debbie about this on Wednesday or whenever it was, the day after, because I watched it Tuesday night, which I don't ever do, but I had to see it. I had to finish it. But Tuesday night I watched it, and I messaged her on Wednesday, and I was like, so we have no character growth from this. You had the first episode, of this last arc. This would be episode 4, where Ezekiel's in jail. She goes to see him, and he just sits there and spouts at her, "You're nothing but a spoiled, selfish child that will only do what you want to expand your horizons. You don't care about anybody or anything." I mean, he gives her this tongue lashing. Guard, I'm done. And he bolts. And she sat there and took it. And I could see, this is why I liked the character, or the actress that played the character, because you could see her break. Like, God, I'm a horrible, horrible person. What am I doing? And I liked that. I was like, okay, good. Character growth. This is how you get character growth. This is how you do things. This is beautiful. But then at the end, it's like, well, I'm only thinking of myself. I want my friend back. I want my friend back. And she even said, I was like, when she told him, she told Mephisto, she was like, look, what's done is done. The past is in the past. I'm not worried about that. And I was like, yes, see, that's character growth. She's growing. She's outdoing her PTSD, the stuff that she has from this tragedy that happened in her past life. But now we're going to make a deal with the devil to get it back. That's not character growth. They've taken a step back. You already saw what it did to Parker. She knew what it did to Parker. Yeah. She said, at what cost? What is this going to cost me? She knows what it's going to cost. She knows that this is a bad thing, and she does it anyway. And I'm just like, you could have ended it better. Come on.
Well, that's why I asked, did she actually shake his hand?
Yeah, because we see the fast forward of her with Natalie, and then it cuts back to her at the table with Mephisto, and I took that as like a premonition almost, like, but it could be changed. Like she's thinking what can happen. So that's like, the part where you see the veins stuff, is she just seeing that, and then we don't see it, but it cuts back, and she's like, I'm good.
Well, that was the thing, was she hugged her and the veins popped and roll credits. That was it.
I'm sure y'all saw the mid-credit scene.
I did, but I can't remember it. I didn't watch it today.
It was Parker goes to that magic store.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And why would that's another thing. That's another thing. That one ticked me off too, because she's sitting there ready to help him, ready to do something for him and help him and get him back on track. And I'm like, how does she not know who this guy is?
I don't think she ever got a description
in that stupid garage with Riri, and Riri didn't have the foresight to tell them, don't talk to this guy. He's a bad guy. She
probably never saw a picture, heard a description of him. She just knew his name. So so if he slips up like he's done before and says like, "Hey, I'm Parker," by chance, she would be like, "Oh, that's not good."
And see, Parker too. I mean, there was even some growth, I think, too, with Parker, because Parker got everything that he wanted. He got his dad. He got his dad's mansion. He got his dad's fortune, and then he goes off on Mephisto saying, "Hey, I need more. I've got to have more." And I like that too, because that just kind of goes to show, you can have all the money in the world, you can have all the power in the world, and
never enough.
It's never going to be enough
for those people, at least. Yeah,
you're never.
That's why
that's a good moral something that you can take from this, kids. If you watch Ironheart, ignore Riri, watch Parker, watch the lesson Parker learns. It's lonely at the top.
Yeah, well, that's why I said earlier, the hood
deals with the devil.
And I know Debbie said this before the show came out. The hood was the most interesting part of the entire show. That's basically, I think, why they were making the show. And then they have Riri there. And she had her moments where she was good, but there were also some moments where I'm like, good grief.
Yeah, Riri is a very hard character to like because of the mistakes she makes. And it's funny because, she's got an ego. She's kind of narcissistic. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
I was trying to be nice.
Here's kind of, and then here's Riri way up here.
You can't even see it. That's how high up it is.
Yeah. Which is
stratosphere, for crying out loud.
But she's exactly like Tony.
Yeah.
But we all love Tony. I love Tony right from the get-go. But it's because he's the lovable, jokey.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the way he was in the comics or not. I haven't read the comics. I think somebody had said that he was a real ass.
I was gonna say I've read some of the Iron Man comics, and I can remember him being kind of
he could be an ass in the movies too.
Yeah.
But the quick wit and the funny, it just made him likable, even though he was a narcissist and he, definitely has a big ego.
Yeah.
But and then Riri has the same thing, but it's so hard to like her because
she doesn't have the wit, though.
You know what?
She doesn't have the likability that Tony has.
Yeah, it's really hard to like her.
I think too, she's at the know-it-all stage of her life where she thinks she knows. Because that's one thing I liked about this block of episodes is the mom finally stood her ground and didn't let Riri walk over her. And there was even that scene where Riri was like, "What's going on?"
Yeah.
So.
Well, and even and again, this goes to show the lack of growth with Riri was that she was like she finished the suit and she's got all of these people behind her. She's got a little witch lady, and she's got Xavier, and she's got her mom, and even the little kid with the wagons there helping out and bringing food and everything.
Yeah.
That's adorable.
He was like, "You owe me like $600 now." And then the apple juice, disrespectful. Then he tries it and he goes,
Yeah, she's got her own pretty good team.
She's got a team, and then she's like, "No, I've got to go take care of this by myself." I'm like, idiot, darn kid. You've got people behind you that are willing to help you, and Little Magic Girl's got some power that could come in useful at this time. Take her with you. You do not.
I did like
the
hologram thing she did when Parker thought that he had her at gunpoint.
Oh yeah,
yeah, and she's like, nice. I was like, okay, that's pretty cool. That's smart. I'll give you that.
That was good.
But like you were talking about our conversation Wednesday, Dave. I mean, to me, Tony continued. I mean, throughout the majority of the movies, he continued to be narcissistic, ego, Age of Ultron.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go further than that. You can go up to
well, you can go all the way up to Endgame.
Civil War. I was thinking Civil War, where he says, "Yep, that's it. Argument's over. I win."
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't get his full redemption until Endgame.
Mm-hmm. That's true. Yeah.
And how many movies was that?
Right, it was like 10 or something.
No, it was like 18.
26.
26.
Well, right, but I mean with Iron Man in him is what I meant. No, it's because of him in Iron Man 2 with him in the court scene that I say, "No, officer, I wasn't going 10 over. My car was going 10 over." All right. Yeah.
So
I mean, there were glimpses of him, where you think, okay, he's coming around. And then he would just slip right back into his But and it's nothing against Tony. That's just how Tony is.
Yeah.
But good intentions, but they always seem to put others in danger. I mean, when he practically invited the Mandarin, here's my address, blah 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 blah, not thinking, hello, Pepper's at home. Pepper is at home, and oh my God, she could be in danger.
I think though that obviously Tony was a better written character, I would say, than Riri. So he was written to be likable, and at the same time, this dude is narcissistic at the same time,
Well, and Doctor Strange, major narcissist.
Oh, holy smokes, yeah.
Oh yeah.
But still, he was likable.
But I think something else too, though, and maybe this just has to do with the character itself. Iron Man's been around for a long time. Doctor Strange has been around for a long time. I mean, and I'm not talking in the movies. I'm talking in the comic.
Right.
So he had, both of those characters had a fan base of sorts. Riri Williams and Ironheart has not been around for that long.
I think her comic run didn't last out.
Maybe.
I was gonna say, her comic book run, the one
I don't think it did well.
It didn't, and so it ended very quickly after it
was. So you don't really have a fan base for Riri like you did with Iron Man and Strange, and I think that might be a part of the problem that people are.
I think most people, and myself included, didn't even know who the character was until Wakanda Forever, and they dropped the ball with that introduction to where I was like, I
don't care about this person.
I was like, whatever. It's a cool little scene, but whatever. So You know.
Well, I'm hoping as we move into phase 6,
Yeah.
that she'll become. I'm thinking if she did take a deal with the devil, and here, this is where the ego and the narcissism plays in. She's thinking, I'm going to figure out a way to get out of this. I'm going to figure out.
Yeah, she did the same thing with Parker, too.
Yeah.
She was like, I'll get out of it.
Maybe that's, if she did take the deal, maybe that's what she's thinking, I'm going to find a way.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Because I'm that good. And I think I told you that in our conversation, Dave. Or maybe it was somebody else. I don't know.
Yeah.
But so maybe as phase 6 starts, maybe we'll see her and maybe she will become a likable character. I really hope so, because I think the character is interesting. I hope we get to see more of Parker. As it pains me to say this, I hope we see more of Mephisto. Even though I don't like the actor, but I digress.
Well, that's the thing. Like, there's definitely stuff in the show that I enjoyed. Like episodes. Funny enough, the last episode of each part was my favorite of each, because I thought each episode got better than the last. Because like episode 4 of this arc, I was like, yeah, there was some good stuff, but I was kind of bored with it. But then 5 got a little bit more interesting with Parker, the Hood. And then episode 6 was probably my favorite episode of the entire.
I don't know. Episode 4 was a whole lot of montage.
I know. I was like,
and Dave's such a fan of montages. Yeah. Which I watched Captain America this weekend.
I watched Black Widow.
Well, I watched that the week before.
Just because I wanted to.
Oh, speaking of, I don't know why Black Widow made me think of this with Jurassic World Rebirth. Scarlett Johansson is now the highest grossing actor.
Yeah, she beat out
Samuel.
She beat out Sam Jackson.
Yeah.
I mean,
because she
was kind of like, she was kind of basically Black Widow in Jurassic World.
Yeah.
I don't think she did enough. I was expecting more because she's supposed to be a mercenary.
Yeah. They had too many people in the movie to like the family was a nice touch, but it was just.
Well, the dinosaurs needed people to eat.
That's true.
Have a lot of people.
I saw a meme today where it was like every Jurassic World movie ends with, well, half your crew is Raptor Child, but cue the feel good music while they're on a helicopter being flown.
And the dinosaur roars at the end. The T-Rex.
Yeah, I tell you,
It was a fun movie. It was very entertaining.
It was fun. It's entertaining. I go for the dinosaurs. I did not like the mutant thing. I really did not.
Yeah,
I did not like it. I did not like
raft scene. What'd you think of the raft scene?
Oh, that was great. There's some dumb parts in there.
Yeah, characters do some dumb stuff.
Well, the dinosaur bites the raft, but
it doesn't
poke holes.
Yeah.
I was like, what? His teeth are sharp.
But one thing
I don't know if it was a he or she, but the teeth are sharp.
And I will say one thing: the movie is very well shot, and the color and everything it's very beautiful. It reminds me of The Creator, which was also Gareth Edwards, where story's nothing new. We've seen this before. It's entertaining, but it looks awesome. And I really do think it was the studio was Gareth Edwards wanted to do the movie. The studio was like, all right, you want to do it? Here's the script. He was like, I'll give you that. And he did. And I wouldn't mind if they do another one, if he directs it, because he directs well,
Yeah, it had its moments. It's not one of my favorites. It was fun. I enjoyed it. Still not one of my favorites. I didn't like the mutant dinosaurs. You
don't like Snickers anymore, right?
They broke. They broke, and I don't know. Maybe it's a good thing they broke a trope. But in every single Jurassic Park, Jurassic World movie, the dinosaur saves the day. And it's, for several movies, it was Rexy, T-Rex. Yeah. And then in World, the first 3 movies, it was Blue.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so
No,
I was
not in the third one, because they rescued Blue's baby in the third one. It was the Rex again.
Oh,
it
yeah,
was
that's
the,
right.
Yeah.
It was the Rex in all three of those ones, I think.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah. Because the first one, because Blue, I think the first one, like Blue distracts the dinosaur, and then the Rex comes in.
Yeah, there's not enough
Something
teeth.
like
We got to
that.
get the
Yeah.
Mosasaurus
Yeah.
or whatever.
But there, that trope
Oh gosh.
was not in there. A human dinosaur.
Yeah, I was gonna
And
say.
I missed that. I was like, I was
Yeah.
expecting it, and I was like, where is it? You know?
Yeah.
And I don't even know how many. I guess I didn't pay attention to the movie, but I don't know how many years after Dominion this is.
5. Said 5.
Okay. Well, plus they're on a different island. I'm like, how many freaking islands are there?
Well, you see, this
Seriously.
was the test
This
island.
is World 6165.
I was gonna say,
So
this
there's
is
4
yeah,
islands on this.
this was the test island for the original park that they put all the cross species on, and yeah, it was like, all right, yeah, how many islands are there? Because you also have the animated shows, that are on an island, so it's like
Camp Crustaceous.
Oh, Creacious Camp,
and,
yeah. I like those. I think
yeah,
they're cute.
I haven't seen them.
It's kind of like
But
Clone Wars.
anyways, I mean, it was fun. You don't have. It's not a movie. Well, any of the Jurassic Park movies or worlds, you don't have to sit there and think. You know, you're there for the freaking dinosaurs, and I don't think there was enough dinosaurs.
No, ma'am. For the first Jurassic World movie, we were there for Chris Pratt and Vincent D'Onofrio and the dinosaurs. The only thing that movie was missing was Star Wars in the title. Then it would have been a perfect movie. You had Vincent D'Onofrio, you had Chris Pratt, and you had dinosaurs. You needed Star Wars, it would have been fine.
I feel like people don't give that.
Maybe
I feel like people don't give that original Jurassic World its credit, because that's a really good movie.
I love the first 2 Jurassic Worlds. The third one, I was so excited because they were bringing the originals back, and then it took
they pulled a No Way Home
to get there, and I'm like, oh my god, come on!
They saw No Way Home, and they were like, we got to do that.
Yeah. So
Fallen Kingdom is good in the first half, and then once you get to the mansion, and it's like, oh, she's a clone of her mother, it just started to get a little weird, and I was like,
well, that I didn't mind, but I was just like, I don't know.
Anyway.
Yeah, the third one I have a problem with. This one, I mean, I still enjoy them. I still watch them I watch the whole franchise every year.
Oh,
I'll watch this one too, but it's just, it's not my favorite.
Did you watch Jaws this week? It's 4th of July weekend. Did you watch Jaws?
I watched Jaws 2 or 3 weeks ago.
I was gonna say I watched it for its 50th anniversary.
It's a 4th of July movie. It takes place on the 4th of July.
Yeah, but just because it was 50
I usually watch things like, well, this year I usually change it up. This year I watched Captain America. But usually I'll watch like The Patriot, or I'll watch Saving Private Ryan. You know, sometimes I'll throw in Born on the 4th of July. You wouldn't watch it because it's Tom Cruise.
I've got other reasons I wouldn't watch that one, but yes, you're right.
But just movies like that is what I tend to watch on the 4th of July or on Memorial Weekend. Yeah. I'll watch those type movies. So
did we have anything else for Ironheart? What rating Ironheart? The whole thing now. We've got 6 episodes. What do you give this one there, Debbie? Out of 10. 10 being the best and 1 being the worst.
I enjoyed it. Not nearly as bad as everybody. Well, no, I shouldn't say everybody, because a lot of people really, really, really liked it. And then there's, your
everybody
Debbie Downers. I am not a Debbie Downer on this show, on this particular show, but I'd give it a solid 6. I mean, I was there for the hood and to make sure that Mephisto finally did arrive, which he did. But yeah, there's a lot of good, solid stuff in there. the character, like I said, is so Riri is so hard to like. Yeah, I know she's going through shit, but it's just like she's just really hard to like. But I give it a solid 6.
Andrew?
Yeah, well, I basically fully agree with Debbie there. It's a solid show for me. There's plenty of stuff in there that's pretty good. A lot of stuff that didn't work with me that I was like, all right, whatever. Yeah, I was gonna give it a 6. So it's a fine show overall. It's not awful.
It's decent.
It's not the worst thing Phase 5 produced. It's not a Quantum Mania level.
It's not the Eternals. It's not.
I like the Eternals, but whatever. It's not Thor: Love and Thunder. You know what? I take that back. I like the idea of the Eternals a lot better than the movie, but whatever. Yeah, I mean it's a 6 out of 10 for me. It was enjoyable enough of a watch. So
I was not surprised, but I enjoyed it more than I thought I was going to. This was one of those shows where it was like, why did we ask for this? Why do we need this?
But that's a lot of movies and shows.
Yeah.
Well, this was one of those ones to where, honestly, with me, if it was going to be as bad as I thought it was going to be, the only way it could go was up. And it didn't, it didn't surprise. It did go up. It wasn't
Echo good, but
it wasn't. Well, it wasn't even. I mean, it wasn't the best thing out of Phase 5 either.
Yeah,
but it wasn't
the
worst thing.
Yeah.
So
definitely not the worst thing.
No.
Yeah, people hated on this.
It was
you know
and
what? It was kind of like the Acolyte. You knew there was going to be hate, and you knew the hate was going to be forced and over the top.
Well, and some of the things that I was watching, and I saw it from both sides. I watched the TikToks and everything, and I see the TikToks where it was like, well, it got review bombed before it was even released.
Mm-hmm.
So Rotten Tomatoes had to go in there and delete a bunch of the reviews. But then you've got the other side of that coin saying it was so bad that Rotten Tomatoes had to go in and remove some of the rotten reviews so that it would get a better score. So
it's got an 85 on Rotten Tomatoes.
Well, see, what they need to do is with I think they should do it with everything.
Mm-hmm.
Do not open up the audience reviews until after a few weeks it's been done, and then open up the reviews.
Well, and the hard part with
1 or 2 weeks after release with a TV show, like 1 or 2 weeks after finale. Let them watch the entire.
The hard part about it is with movies, you have to prove that you watched it with the ticket. Like you take a picture of your movie ticket, and then they know, okay, you saw it or whatever. But you don't have to do that with the TV show.
Really? So, on Rotten Tomatoes, you have to do that?
I think it's for the critics, because I've heard that before from someone. I don't know how true it is, but but I don't think they don't do that for shows, because
I mean, people, of course, for the last 2 weeks, people have been,
right.
And I don't know if they're Snyder fans. Some of them I do know are Snyder fans, but there's other people who are, this Superman's gonna suck. Blah, 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 blah. I was like, watch the fucking movie and give it a chance.
Yeah. Well, hey, I'm a fan of Man of Steel, but I'm excited for the Superman movie, and I've been excited for it since it's been announced. But the people that are
I've enjoyed all the Superman movie wise.
So it's like, guys, you can have
they're all different. They all bring something new. The guy's good looking.
You have to just watch the show.
Easy on the eyes.
I mean, it's like
I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait to see it. I mean, I love me some Henry Cavill, but I'll get him in Highlander and the other show he's coming out with.
Yeah. But I know people that really enjoyed this show.
Something?
Oh, Warhammer.
Warhammer. Yeah. I know nothing about the game, but I'll be watching it.
Yeah.
To watch Henry Cavill, yes.
I'm glad that there were people out there that really enjoyed the show, because it's always good to see. It's like, if you didn't like it, you didn't like it. That's fine, but don't go over the top with your hate for the show. I mean, same thing happened with the Acolyte. I kind of feel similar a little bit. I guess I liked the show a little bit more than Acolyte, but I didn't like hate on the show and be like, oh, this is garbage and all that. It's like I just didn't like it and I moved on. It's like it's fine. So
All right.
So what was your?
Oh, mine? Oh yeah. I'm with y'all. About a 6. I mean,
Okay.
it's not She-Hulk, and I will definitely read. Well, this is one of those.
I
ones
know.
Where if I've got a wild hair up my butt and I need some background noise, I'll turn it on and watch it in the background.
I know. I was waiting for the twerking in the show. I was like, all right, let's see.
It's not like, oh my god, I'm never cursing this to be on my TV screen ever again.
If I'm watching a live channel on Disney Plus and it's the superheroes and it's Ironheart, I'll be like, yeah.
So anyway, shameless plugs. What do we got tonight?
On the I know there's a show, I think tomorrow night on the Sit the Minion YouTube channel. I never heard if Dana decided. Nope. Okay, so we're flying by. They're flying by the seat of their pants. Wednesday we'll have an episode of War of the Stars drop. Last week they did the Night Sisters of Dathomir. Thursday we will be back with on Cantina Happy Hour, Clone Wars Cloak of Darkness. I haven't watched it yet.
Is it a 1 episode or 2?
It's just one.
Okay.
It's a Saj.
Okay.
Interest. Yes.
Cool.
Let's see, that's Thursday. Friday, I don't know what's going on with Star Trek. I haven't heard a peep from them, so I don't know what happened. Saturday, we have Geek Gauntlet. And then next Monday, we will...
Theoretically.
We're talking about, even though this is a Marvel show, but all 3 of us plan on going to see Superman. So we're thinking about doing Superman next week.
We're going to cross over to the dark side for 1 week.
We're going to do the ultimate MCU and DCU crossover that everyone's been asking about.
That's right.
We're bringing that to you.
Exactly what we're doing. We're doing a crossover. It's a crossover event. DCU on the MCU, baby. It's going to be great.
And that's all I got.
Andrew, shameless plugs. What do you got?
Yeah, last night on the Camo Focus YouTube channel, we went live to discuss the directorial work of David Fincher. It was a lot of fun. Watched a lot of good movies for prep for that episode. It was a lot of fun. You can go check that out. Next Sunday, we will be discussing a great Steven Seagal movie with a 2.7 out of 10 rating on IMDb called Attack Force, which is like the most generic sounding movie ever when you read the synopsis. And Cam and I last night were watching the opening scene. There was a clip on it of YouTube. Someone sets off a grenade that explodes like a car. In the 5 seconds of that, there's 7 cuts. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. It's going to be an awesome movie, I'm sure.
Well, they had to get different angles,
it's
going all in there.
Yeah. So that'll be next Sunday. Instead of talking about Superman or something, we'll be talking about Attack Force. So yeah, that'll be fun.
Well, that'll cleanse your taste buds for Monday.
That's right.
When we do DC.
Either that or it will rot his brain completely for
it'll destroy my...
And he'll be like, I don't even know what we're talking about anymore.
What's Superman? I've never even heard of that.
It fried my brain. It fried my brain.
That joke was Superman.
Yeah.
I'm here all week. So
yeah, we wish you weren't. Well, one more time before we get out.
Mephisto confirmed.
Awesome. You're welcome, world. I'm glad I was able to produce that piece of music for you. Thank you. Anyway.
He's going on tour.
I will be on tour with that one song because that's the only thing I got. So
on a continuous loop
On a
for
continuous
3
loop, that's right.
hours.
that's right.
And you're gonna fill stadiums and it's gonna,
Anyway, that's going to do it for us tonight. Y'all all have a great, great rest of your week. We'll see you next week right here on MCU Mondays. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button and tell all your friends to hit that like and subscribe button as well. We will see all of you next week right here on MCU Mondays.
Shit! Language. No one else is going to deal with the fact that Cap just said language. I know. For gosh sake, watch your language. That's not going away anytime soon. You bet your ass.
Steve, you said a bad language word.
Do you tell everyone?
Outwit the platinum bastard.
Steve doesn't like that kind of talk.
You know what, Romanov? Fury, you son of a bitch.
Ooh, you kiss your mother with that mouth?